Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with determinants of demand. As we know that one demand for the product depends upon several factors, and that factors are considered as a determinants of demand. The first factor which affects on demand, that is price of the product. Demand is the function of price. Sometimes it is called as there is an inverse relationship between price of the product and quantity of the commodity demanded. Why there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity of the commodity demanded? We should know regarding that. Suppose if the price of the product rises, automatically it hammers adversely on demand for the product. Demand for the commodity declines due to rise in price of the product. Why? What is the reason behind this? If the price of the product rises, purchasing capacity of the consumer declines, and due to that one he will not be able to purchase much more units of the same product, and due to that one demand for that particular commodity declines. As the price falls down, demand for the commodity rises. It means that if the price declines, purchasing capacity of the person rises. Why? Because the real income of the customer rises due to fall in price, and due to that one he will be able to buy much more units of the same product, and that is why demand for the commodity rises. So due to this, we can easily state one thing: here is an inverse relationship between price of the product and quantity of the commodity demanded. We can take one example. Suppose X is the product and price of X is 10 rupee per unit. That time XYZ person is willing to buy near about 10 units. He will spend almost 100 rupees on this product because price is 10 and demand is near about 10 units. If the price of this product declines from 10 rupee per unit to just 2 rupee per unit, and if you want to purchase the same quantity, it means 10 units, he will spend just 20 rupees. It means that due to reduction in price level, he is just spending 20 rupee on this particular commodity. He will be able to spend 80 rupee on this particular commodity, because due to reduction in price level, real income of the customer rises, and if the real income rises, automatically that real income induces that particular person to buy much more quantities of the same product, and due to that one, reduction in price level induces the person to buy much more quantities of the same product. If the price of the same product rises from 2 rupee per unit to 20 rupee per unit, and as we know that 100 rupee kept aside by that person to spend on this particular commodity. If price is 20 rupee per unit of commodity X, right now he will be able to buy just 5 units. His earlier demand is around 10 units, right now he is demanding 5 units. Due to hike in price level of the same product, real income of the person declined, and that is why he is buying just 5 units at a 20 rupee per unit. So we can say that when the price of the product declines, that time he will be able to buy much more units, and if the price of the commodity rises, he will not be able to buy more units of the same product. It adversely damages to the real income of the person, and due to that one, quantities of the commodity demanded declines. So we can easily state one thing: what? Price of the commodity determines the demand for the product. That one is the first determinant of demand. The second determinant of demand, that is income. We changed the order here. Income, this factor also affects on the quantity of the commodity demanded. As the income rises, a person will be capable to buy much more quantities of the commodity. And as the income falls down, a person's, if income declines, automatically he will not be able to purchase much more units of the same product. This slide states the same thing to us. Rise in income affects on purchasing capacity of the person. Purchasing capacity means buying capacity of the person. Buying capacity depends upon per capita income of the person. If the per capita income rises, automatically he will be able to buy much more units of the same product. And if the per capita income declines, purchasing capacity also declines, or buying capacity of the person also declines, and due to that one he will not be able to purchase much more units of the same product. And due to that one we can say that here is a direct relationship between income and quantity of the commodity demanded, whereas there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, here is a little bit difference between these two. Okay, price inversely related with the demand, but the income is positively related with the demand. Positive relationship is there between income and demand, means if income rises, demand also rises. If income falls down, demand also falls down. We can take a better example. Suppose my income is 1 lakh rupee per month. How much? 1 lakh per month. At that time I am demanding 10 units of commodity X. If my income rises from 1 lakh to near about 5 lakh, suppose I like X commodity too much, I will definitely think to purchase much more units of commodity X. Now I am buying suppose 50 units. It means that as the income rises, demand for the product also rises. Why? Because my purchasing capacity rises due to hike in income. And suppose my income declines from 5 lakh to just 10,000 rupee. What will happen? That will badly hammer on purchasing capacity of the consumer, or my purchasing capacity declines. And if my purchasing capacity declines, automatically I never think to buy much more units of commodity X. My demand for commodity X declines from 50 units to near about just 2 units. Why I am demanding less units? Because my income fell down here. And that is why I don't want to purchase much more units of commodity X. That is why we can say that with the reduction in income level, person don't want to buy much more units because purchasing capacity declines, and that badly damages to the entire demand for that particular commodity. And if my income rises or customer's income rises, automatically the customer will be able to buy much more units of the same product. Okay, and that is why demand for that commodity rises, we can say that. Another factor that affects on demand, and that is price of a substitute goods. What is substitute commodity? Substitute good means a good in place of which we can utilize another product. That good is considered as a substitute. In this slide we are having on different examples. We are having one Coca-Cola and Pepsi, coffee and tea. In this slide represents the examples of substitute goods. A coffee is there and tea is there. Either we can consume coffee or tea. Either we can use Pepsi or Coca-Cola. So we can easily state one thing here. In place of coffee, if we are using tea, so we can easily state that tea is substitute to coffee. Instead of using Pepsi, if we are going to use Coca-Cola, if we are going to consume Coca-Cola, we can say that Coca-Cola is a substitute for Pepsi. If the price of a substitute product rises or falls down, that affects on demand for related product. How it affects on related commodities demand? We can take a better example of changes in price of substitute how affects on demand for the commodity. Suppose tea and coffee, these are the two products which are substitute to each other. Suppose the price of tea is 10 rupee per cup and price of coffee is also 10 rupee per cup. If the price of tea rises from 10 rupee to 20 rupee per cup, when the price of tea is 10 rupee, at that time near about 100 students are taking tea. When the price of coffee is 10 rupee per cup, at that time also 100 students are taking coffee. This one is a demand for tea and this one is demand for coffee. Okay, price of both the products is the same one. At that time 100 students are taking tea, 100 students are taking coffee. If there is a hike in price of tea from 10 rupee per cup to 20 rupee per cup, due to hike in price of tea, only 10 students are right now taking tea and 90 students migrated towards coffee. Okay, now 190 students are taking coffee here. There is no change in price of coffee, even if extra 90 students are demanding coffee. Why? What is the reason behind that one? Because for that 90 students, taking tea at this rate is not affordable. They want to take coffee instead of tea because coffee is relatively cheaper as compared to tea. So we can say that changes in price of one substitute product will definitely affect on demand for related commodity. Coffee is a related product to tea, or we can say that coffee is substitute to tea, and due to hike in price of tea, demand for coffee increased here even if there is no change in coffee. So we can say that changes in price of substitute product will definitely affect on demand. So that is why this one is a better determinant of demand. Another product, another factor which usually affects on demand for the commodity, and that is price of complementary goods. What is complementary good? The goods which are jointly demanded. Such goods are considered as a complementary goods. Changes in price of complementary good will definitely affect on demand for related product. This slide gives us information regarding the example of complementary good. We can observe in that particular slide, disk is there, and another one, what is that? VCR. If we want to run that particular disk, we should have VCR. So we can say that Suppose I want to see a particular movie, I want to watch a movie. Both the things I should require. It means disc of movie plus VCR. Okay, another example we are having one, car and petrol. Suppose I want to move from one place to another place. I want to go from Latur to Nanded, Latur to Mumbai. Suppose I am having one car. By car I want to move from Latur to Mumbai. So that time I require car plus petrol or diesel, whatever it may be. Because to travel by car, these two things are needed. I must have to buy both the things. I must have both the products with me. That time it allows me to travel by car from one place to another place. If the price of car rises, that will affect on demand for petrol. Petrol's demand declines. Why? If the car's price rises, the people tend to buy less units of car, or they never think to buy car. If they are not willing to buy car, automatically demand for petrol, demand for diesel declines. So we can say that one product, if price rises, automatically that badly damages the demand for related product or a product which is jointly demanded. Demand for another product automatically declines. So we can say that yes, this one is another determinant of demand. Price of complementary good will definitely affects on demand for the commodity. Car and petrol, complementary one. Bread and jam, complementary one. Then cell phone and SIM card, complementary good. Besides that one, remote and TV, complementary one. If the price of TV rises, the people don't want to buy a remote just. Remote on sale. People never want to buy this cell if they don't have the remote. Okay, all these are the better examples. If the cell phone's prices rises, the people never want to buy a SIM card. If they buy SIM card, keeping aside the cell phone, what is the use of that particular commodity? So it means that the products which are jointly demanded, in case of such products, if any product's price rises, automatically that badly damages to the demand for related commodity. So due to that one, we can say that yes, this one is another determinant of demand. Besides that one, fifth determinant of demand, that is nature of the product. In this slide, we can easily observe number of goods are there in the market. We can divide the commodities on the basis of its nature. Some products are very necessary ones, some products are luxurious ones, some products are comforts. In case of necessary goods, demand remains perfectly inelastic. Or at any price level, people tend to buy necessary goods. For example, medicine is here, injection is here, okay? It means that these products are considered as a highly necessary goods. Without these commodities, people never live a life. Suppose a diabetic patient requires a particular medicine daily. Sugar checking machine we are having on here, insulin injections are here, tablets are here. If the patient required particular tablet, diabetic patient if requires injection, he never think regarding the price. At any cost he buy that particular commodity. Why? Because if he is not willing to buy that particular commodity. If he is not willing to buy the medicine, if he doesn't want that one, automatically he will die. So at any price level, he will demand all these products. So we can say that in case of necessary goods, demand for the commodity remains inelastic. Demand remains perfectly inelastic. Another thing is that, keep aside this one. We know that one. Food is very important to us. Okay? Vegetables are needed to us. If the prices of food items rises, at a higher price level also we buy that particular commodity. We never think regarding the price of that particular commodity. At any price level we buy that one. So we can say that in case of necessary goods, demand remains higher rather than complementary goods and luxurious goods. If the price of car, sofa, AC, okay, rises, all these products are considered as a comforts goods. These goods are not considered as a necessary goods. If the prices of such commodities rises, gold, diamond necklace, okay, AC, sofa, luxurious one, comforts one, bungalow. If these products prices rises in the market, people never tend to buy much more units of such commodities. Those who are living in middle class or in poor section of the society, they never think to buy all these items at a higher price level because all these products are not needed for their life. So we can say that these are not necessary goods. And due to that one, hike in prices of such commodities restricts the customers to purchase much more units of these commodities, or they never think to buy much more units of the product, which are involved under the category of luxurious and comforts. But if the prices of luxurious goods